I've been trying to figure out the best way to share some very big news with all of you. So I did it in the way I knew best. I wrote it down into a poem, and I'm going to read it out loud for all of you. For so long I hid myself behind a veil, a label, one word, awkward. I thought my body was awkward. I wore pants in the summer because I secretly thought that my thighs were fatter than they were. And I hid this feeling behind the lies, my legs don't get hot. I'm used to it. I have to wear pants for field work. My hips. The fat that sits upon the bones gives a girl that curvaceous appeal. I despise the curves that sat there, but let them be their awkward selves. My face always looks so masculine to me. You look so much like your dad. The female twin to your brother. Yes, I know. The female version. My endless prayers to God to wake up as a boy when I was young never were answered. I dealt with it. I was stuck, born to be the female double to my older brother. I thought my personality was awkward. Can I rephrase that? It is awkward. But that does not define me, but I've let it become me. I don't know how to talk to people. It's because I'm awkward. I started college and made some friends, but I find it hard to make them on my own terms. It's because I'm awkward. To me, I was just that awkward kid. But I'm more than that. What I mislabeled as awkward are my insecurities, fears, and lack of self-esteem and confidence. There's a young boy who I always saw staring back at me. My reflection told me more about the boy hidden behind awkward. He hid behind the pull of a word like a child might when trying to find the perfect place for hide-and-go-seek. Of course, I could see him behind the pull, behind the label, but I let him think I didn't. I let him believe he was a master at the game until he really was, and I lost sight of him as the pull grew in width, and suddenly he and I combined in the only manner I knew how. We showed ourselves to the world as the awkward girl. She was kind and caring, but something was never quite right about her. A new label, because society loves them so much. One word, transgender. Me. Female to male. I've always wished so dearly to have been born a boy. I thought it impossible to see myself as anything but that awkward girl, and I fooled myself into thinking I was okay with that, what I was born with. Until one day in college, I looked in the mirror and felt all the confidence that everyone should naturally feel. Makeup gave me the shadow of what I could be as a man, until I had to unwrap the ace bandage from my breast and wash the facade off of my skin and become the awkward girl again. Transgender. This one word gives me that confidence back. The hair on my legs grow and I feel progressively comfortable in shorts. One day my hips will no longer bother me with the fat that lays upon them. My face has always been my own. I look like my dad and my brother. I look masculine, and that's my comfort spot. Becoming myself. The fear to talk to strangers fades. I like your hair, some guy tells me riding past on his bike. I could respond without nerves. I could respond as myself. I do not believe that I am broken. I'm not sick in the head or confused. This is not a rebellious phase. This is just me. So I say this, friends, I'm still and will always be the same person you met. And I'm still the same person you decided was cool enough or kind enough to befriend. Family, I'm still the same person you watched grow up. You're not losing a child, grandchild, sibling, or what have you. I'm not going anywhere. If anything, I'm becoming more present than ever. I will always be your child. I will always be your grandchild. I will always be your sibling. I will always be your friend. I will always be me. For those of you who might not agree with my decision to follow and become myself, I respect your opinion and bid you adieu and wish you the happiest lives if you decide to no longer be a part of my journey. For those of you who support my decision and wish to come along for the ride as I grow into the man I've always been, I thank you, I love you, and you all mean the world to me. No words can express my appreciation for each and every one of you. I used to say, my life is a submarine, and on days when I was feeling particularly down, I would end the line with, and we're all sinking. Now the submarine is afloat, so climb aboard this journey with me. Let me introduce myself. This is Captain Hayden Reid speaking. Please buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be a very bumpy ride. But the journey is worth it. My life is a submarine, and the fish that surround me are beautiful and glorious creatures. The water around me is so fresh, and we may all be sinking, but now we're sinking with a purpose, to explore, an adventure, because coming out of my submarine is nerve-wracking as hell. But I am glad to have the grime scrubbed off my sides and such a supportive crew. So, to basically explain myself and sum up that poem, recently I've come to terms that I identify as female to male transgender, which means that I was born biologically female, but mentally I feel more comfortable identifying as a man. And so what that kind of includes is mainly for all of you who are supportive and want to continue to be part of my life. I would appreciate if you start calling me by the name Hayden, or if you prefer my choice of middle name, Reid. I go by either or. And I would also like to be referred by he, his, him pronouns. So basically that's summing it up. If you have any questions, I am more than happy to answer any of them. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope to continue seeing all of you in my life.